It's a bit of a cliche to call something pure cinema nowadays. You know from the meme, calling something Kino is just a buzzword. But Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 has undergone one of the most radical reinventions I've ever seen a seasonal anime go through. The hyper-intentional artistic direction, the strange moody cuts to inanimate objects or scenery are just nothing. The obscenely well realized, and how the fuck did you even think of that pieces of character acting? Like, what the hell happened? Every single episode so far is a visual treat, not just from an animation perspective, but from direction, color design, composition, character acting. Season 1 looked good, often great. Season 2 had some incredible sakuga and color theory that looked straight out of a horror film at times. But Season 3 is absolutely on another level, and I want to talk about why that is. This is what happens when a director completely changes the course of a series. I'm Dom, this is Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's talk about it. Shota Goshizono, aka Gosso, is the series director and the secret sauce behind JJK's recent insane transition. Gosso entered the production for Season 2, which was in itself a clear step up in artistic quality, and while it hasn't been solely his direction these first few episodes of Season 3, he is the series director, and a lot of his aesthetic and directorial trademarks are all over this thing, from inventive angles, fisheye lenses, pulled focus, insane foreshortening, handheld camera shots, and other filmmaking techniques that you're more likely to see in art house films than in mainstream shonen anime. And listen, none of these are anything new for animation, but what I find really fascinating is just how tastefully Gosso adapts Jujutsu Kaisen's manga into his own cerebral, color-filled indie film. Take for example this still from Maki returning to the Zenin clan hideout speaking with Naoya. In the manga, he's just sitting there as the conversation plays out, but in the anime, this dude's just casually slamming his feet on the piano, using the keys as a footrest, the thrash of the notes cutting out whatever Maki was saying, his physical space more important than anything an inferior Zenin had to say to him. After all, he was barely listening anyway. It's just an incredible piece of character acting that's 100% anime original, and I think it's just such a deep understanding of Naoya as an absolute dick. Character. And these little character moments are all over Season 3. The newest episode from time of this video is episode 5, and in this episode there's an incredible scene that steals the show by, well, not really doing anything at all. When you think of great animation, where does your mind go to? Bombastic fight scenes, incredible sakuga, emotional moments, but rarely is fantastic animation ever subtle, with the point not being to draw attention at all, but to simulate a scene as it would be acted in real time, with human actors, with all of their nuance, body language, and human quirks all intact. And man, this scene is just so cool. As Yuji meets the boss of the Fight Club, the boss interrogates Yuji, and what we see play out is just one held shot. There's some amazing examples of single shots in film. One of my favorite scenes ever is Old Boy's fight scene, but rarely does this ever translate well to animation. After all, it kind of seems like a waste of resources just to animate a conversation that's happening naturally, right? Well, Gosso thought otherwise and instead made the scene a rotoscope of two real actors delivering the lines, only to animate the conversation as it happened naturally. For those of you who don't know, rotoscoping is an animation technique tracing over live action footage, leading to, in theory, more realistic motion. Rotoscoping can be hit or miss in anime, especially when it suddenly appears like a jump scare in a series that doesn't otherwise feature it. Sometimes it just stands out like a sore thumb. But in this scene, this is magic. A tense, lingering shot, more like something you'd see in a Safdie Brothers movie, or like Chungking Express than most anime. It's just a really inventive way to execute a shonen series. Samuel Dietz, the director for Netflix's Castlevania, tweeted in response to this scene being posted on social media, "Respect the hell out of them for going for a nearly 4-minute shot of acting like that. Have to perform some kind of ritual sacrifice to convince the powers that be to let us stay on a shot for longer than 15 seconds over here." And man, aside from that just being really funny, it's a sad reality of modern television. In recent years, Netflix have quietly issued new rules to its original programming. Write and direct your show as if people can have the show on in the background. Characters should explain action as it happens as a sort of live recap for audiences that are checking their phones or getting a snack from the other room or playing Nintendo Switch.
Focus on our next crawl.
You have time for a crawl.
Signs point to another successful crawl.
Action scenes should happen as early as possible to compete with everything else vying for your attention. The value proposition needs to be immediate. And you're no better, right? After all, you didn't even see the word I just wrote on the screen just now. And if you did, leave a comment. With its newest season, JJK is bravely opposing these unwritten rules of modern television. There are long, contemplative shots of nothing. Things aren't explained at all. There's huge scrawls of text appearing on screen with hardly any time to read it, even in scenes that should be boring as hell to adapt, like the culling game rules. The visuals are so interesting, with pops of red highlights and strange, spacey shots, weird framing, bizarre angles. It makes what should be a boring exposition dump of an episode something that's just so visually appealing to look at. It seems a little unfair to include the first 2 episodes in this video because they had a movie budget, and it shows. The wild fight between Yuji and Yuta, and especially Chozo and Naoya, are the stuff of shonen royalty already. Like, you've probably seen a dozen different versions of the Naoya hair flip. What did I say about them just understanding this character? In Season 2, the first fight with Yuji and Chozo was the first moment I remember being shocked by Jujutsu Kaisen's art style. Grimy bathroom with these neon flashes of color, the deep Suspiria reds, blood and water splashes everywhere. The freeform camera shots going from POV to just panning and zooming straight through the action as it's happening. It's incredibly inventive stuff, focused on the atmosphere of the fight, just as much as the actual fight choreography itself. And at the risk of sounding dismissive, I think this fight, this atmosphere, is an improvement on the manga version in almost every single way. The movement, the color, it's all inherent to animation as a medium, and Gosso really understands this. Season 3 immediately doubles down, giving us another incredible Chozo fight, flooding the underpass with blood as Naoya goes to work with his tickle monster ass pillow punches. I actually really love this character. I don't know why I'm being so mean. But speaking of that, let's get talking about my favorite episode of this season. The human skull has 22 bones, unless you're Naoya Zenin. In Jujutsu Kaisen's most cathartic moment, we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 cuts of this absolute dickhead getting pounded into the ground by someone he looked down upon his entire life, as the ultimate moment of battle shonen emotional catharsis. And when I say this is just a feather in the cap of Jujutsu Kaisen's best episode, I mean it. Perfect Preparation is, in my opinion, the single best episode of the show. The perfect, absurdly choreographed Kill Bill worship fight montage with the 100 Zenin versus Maki is an all-timer shonen fight, and the quiet tragedy of Maki and Mai speaking for the last time is undeniably beautiful. Their realization that both cannot coexist in a world that views them as one, and Mai offers her life for Maki, realizing that Maki is the one that wants to live it. It's just incredible writing from a series that, I'll be so honest, I was not expecting it from. I don't think I can talk about this episode without addressing the obvious, which is the blatant Kill Bill homage, which has really infuriated some fans for just how blatant a reference it is. But there's a really interesting thing with media and influence where, on a long enough time frame, art becomes inspiration to inspire more art. Kill Bill is the result of Tarantino's influences, adapting Lady Snowblood's climax and setting into an all-out hyperviolence buffet, referencing his favorite kills from dozens of his favorite old films. And for Gege to reference Kill Bill in his manga, only for Gosso to turn those same references up to 11, making it even more apparent. It's just a really cool full circle moment. Film inspiring comics, inspiring animation, emulating film. Another controversial choice about this is the music, but I honestly love it, because you have to realize for Maki, this isn't sad. This isn't some grimdark Uchiha slaughter that she's forced into. This is emancipation. This is the first moment in her life that she feels truly free. And for the music to go from this heavenly choir as she slices her father's head in two, to the funky jazz as she crushes the entire Zenin combat unit, to the rockabilly harmonica as she decimates the Zenin heads, this is liberation, and it sounds like it. There are edits floating around with Maki's slaughter of the Zenin set to quote-unquote more appropriate music, usually just like the darkest songs from other anime or like Devil May Cry or some shit. And no hate to those creators, but I really think they're missing the mark. This isn't supposed to be dark or sad. For Maki, this is finally freedom. And listen, I could yap about Maki in episode 4 for an entire other video, and leave a comment if you'd like that, or more JJK content in general, but in closing, I just have to once again say that JJK Season 3 is an anime firing on all cylinders. I can't wait to see what's in store for the rest of the run. I've been Dom, this has been Jujutsu Kaisen, and until next time, A big thank you to all my patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members. The names will be on the screen, and I love you.